cameras on. Everybody, good evening. Chef Marshall O'Brien here, and welcome to Chef Marshall's Cooking with Confidence. Super excited to have you here. Before we get into tonight's recipe, make sure that you are following this page. Make sure that you're following us on Instagram at chefmarshallobrien.com. Make sure you're following us on the YouTube channel, Chef Marshall's Cooking with Confidence. Make sure that you're following us so that we can have you be a part of it, and have, if you can't be here live, you get to be here on demand so we can provide this show for you. Speaking of which, we provide this show for you for 4 reasons. First reason is we want to give you a fun, positive experience so you have something cool to do at least one night a week. We want to help you improve your skills and confidence in the kitchen. We want to help take some stress out of your life with meal planning. And finally, we want to help you with nourishing yourself and your family, and not just feeding yourself and your family. So I am just thrilled to have you here. We had a 2-week break. We're back in action, and we're going to dig right into it. Tonight, our recipe, we're going to be making a savory chicken sweet potato tarragon stew. It is fabulous. And with this recipe, we've got beautiful ingredients. I'm going to tell you all about them. We're going to be working with chicken, of course, sweet potatoes, of course. We got some red bell pepper, some cumin, paprika, salt and pepper, some garlic, olive oil, and some tarragon. And I can't wait to talk about tarragon because I don't cook with tarragon. And so this is something that I'm really thrilled. For those of you folks that are new to watching our show and participating, make sure you have the recipe shopping list in advance so you can cook with us in real time. That's the whole point of this show, as I was saying with the 4 points. I want to know from those of you that are on tonight, do you cook with tarragon? What do you think? I already had some dialogue with folks before we got started, and I want to know what you think about that. So this is a really cool recipe. We're also going to have some chicken broth in there. It's an easy recipe. Oh, my TV magic already appeared, so we're going to hide the TV magic. You don't see it. Okay. For starters, folks, we want to get started. Really important that you have all of your ingredients. As I said, if you're wondering, hey, I want to do this in real time with Chef or on demand on the weekends, go to chefmarshallobrien.com/show so you can get the recipe shopping list in advance, and then you can go to our YouTube channel, Chef Marshall's Cooking with Confidence, so that you can participate if tonight wasn't the night for you. Having said that, if tonight was the night, I hope you have your ingredients. I hope you have your knife, your cutting board, you've got your nice pan. Good thing that wasn't hot, but funny for you, not for me. Okay, for starters, we need to, we had a little accent over there, no big deal. You guys all awake now? I want to say thank you to my right-hand gal, Jana. For those of you that don't know, she is my life partner. She is going to be taking your questions and relaying them out in real time so that we can answer your questions. Whether you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook, we want to answer your questions. We want to make this be as much of an experience for you so that you can have this be fun and meaningful and all that. Okay, well, let's get into our recipe. We're going to start by, the recipe says to season the chicken with paprika, cumin, salt, and pepper. And I'm actually going to kind of knock 2 birds with 1 stone here. We're going to get the pan heated up, and then we're going to season the chicken once it's in the pan. So you can do it this way or the way it says on the recipe, whichever works for you. But we're going to take our chicken, and we are going to cut it up into bite-sized little pieces here. Oh, boy, you know, we're having things falling apart off on the set here. And that's just kind of life, you know, that's what happens. You just, you roll with it. And you just work with it. I talk with my kids all the time. You can't control things that happen around you, but you can control how you respond to things. So you can get stressed out, you can get nervous, or you can just roll with it and have fun. All right, questions, comments, thoughts? Jana.
Dominic says, I have the more drastic flavored Russian tarragon rubbing.
You know, there you go, rubbing it in my face. I love it. I love it. What was, oh, we got to get on. You know, are we all ready now?
I'm on.
Okay, we're on. Jana's here.
Off.
Thank you for being here. You know, it's the first episode back after a break, and we're just excited to get all
here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So should I, well, let's see.
Continue on. I just continued chopping up our chicken into small bite-sized pieces. Here's a little tip for you folks. I recommend, whenever possible, you know, prep once use many times, cook many times, eat many times. So get your chicken prepped up, and if you're doing for another recipe, you can have it so it's all set. That's what we want to do. Make sure you have that ready to go. It'll make it a lot easier that way. And then I can just have my chicken and all that stuff. Let's continue on. I'm going to heat up my pan here. So it's going to be nice and hot. And then we're going to add our olive oil and start cooking. Dominic, I love how you commented about the type of variety of tarragon. All jokes aside, I bought some fresh tarragon that was at the grocery store, and one of the things that I love about cooking is you can use all sorts of beautiful flavors and aromas. So if you have a specialized type of tarragon that you want to use, by all means, enjoy it, use it. Here's a tip when it comes to, I'm going to save my tip on that in a second when it comes to using herbs. We do want to make sure, and here is a tip, is that your pan's hot enough. If your pan is not hot enough when you start cooking your food, it'll actually just kind of soak in the fat, soak in the oil. It's not going to actually cook to the color and texture that you want. So you want to preheat that pan a little bit and get it going. And I think, is camera 4 working now? Man, what's not working tonight? Give me a heads up. Sorry, that's all on me, by the way. Okay, but we got our preheated pan. We got the oil in there. Have that nice and hot, so not burning though. Okay, distinction, especially we're using olive oil. You're going to cook, medium high at the highest because olive oil has a low smoke point. Great nutritional benefits using olive oil, but just be aware that it's not a high smoke point. But I think we are good to go. You can always tell when it is good by how the fat shimmers in the pan. You see how it kind of shimmers? Oh, there we go. Nice angle there.
Beautiful.
It does beautiful. I appreciate that. Comments, thoughts, questions? All right, let's get this. I'm going to do a little test just to see if it sizzles. If we got the sizzle, we're good. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? We got a sizzle. All right, let's move forward. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit. Folks of you that are cooking and watching tonight in real time, I want to know, did you make any substitutions for tonight's recipe? Did you add or subtract anything? Because that's one of the beautiful things about the recipes is, if it gets you going in a positive direction to help you get your dinner on a table with some great tasting, nourishing foods, it's cool to make substitutions. I am going to substitute this chicken-covered cutting board and knife right now. And thanks to being organized, I have another cutting board and knife. We're going to flip that around. It looks a little nicer. We're all set. Seasoning our chicken now, folks. I did this just slightly out of order, but really doesn't matter at the end of the day. We've got our cut up chicken. We're going to add our paprika. Now what happens when that paprika and cumin, when the paprika and the cumin hit the hot fat, who knows what happens? Let me know in the comments, folks.
Let's see.
Teresa, you forgot we were back this week. Well, I'm glad that you're watching anyways. You know what? Take some courage to admit when you kind of blow it. No offense, we already broke a bunch of things and you didn't see it yet, but it is exciting. So, but I'm glad you're back.
But if everyone signed up, you send a reminder.
Yes. Right? Teresa, check your email. If you're not getting your emails, folks, with the recipes and shopping list, we sent it out on the weekend, usually on Saturday. This weekend I was late. It was Sunday we sent it out. If you did not get it, let me know. You can DM us and we'll get you on the list, or put the link for the sign up in the comments. Right. Appreciate that. Thank you for bringing that up, Jonna. I was just talking about when the spices hit that hot fat, it's going to open up the spices. It's going to bloom the spices. It's going to give the flavor and aroma. You smelling the aromas over there, ladies? Smelling that? We got an audience tonight. We got VIP guests, my daughter, Isla and Azra. That's all I'll say. I won't embarrass you any more than I already have. But
they're all serious.
I know. Thank you for being serious. Appreciate that. Could have been the alternative. All right, we've got the chicken and the spices are nice, getting married and happy in there. We're going to let that cook 5-6 minutes. And then we are going to put together, we're going to start cutting up our onions and our peppers. Again, another great tip for you folks. Using a lot of our recipes have onions or peppers. So if you have recipes that have a lot of the same ingredients, prep more in advance. I love using my knife and doing the knife skill routine. Okay, that's just something that I enjoy. However, if you're pressed for time and you still want to have a great tasting dish, prep out a bunch of diced onions, put them in an airtight container in your freezer, and you're all set. Do the same thing with the peppers. Do the same thing with your garlic. I'm going to put my hand on top of the onion and run my knife parallel to the cutting board. Now I'm making a series of draw cuts to myself towards my hand there. And I've just chopped up, diced up my onions, and we're all set. I'm going to show you again, ladies and gentlemen. See how I have my hand on top of the onion, and I cut 3/4 of the way, not all the way. Now I do a series of draw cuts towards myself, and I'm now dicing the onion, and it looks great. We're good to go. And what I love about this, when you practice enough times, it doesn't take that much to practice. Hey, by the way, let me know in the comments how many of you have seen your knife skills improve over the last 9-10 weeks. This is our 10th show. So over the last 10-12 weeks, how is that going? Let us know. How about just your comfort level in the kitchen? Are you feeling the same? Are you feeling more? Are you feeling less? I hope you're feeling more confident and more comfortable. That's really important. So we get some nice color on there because of the spices and the heat. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit more. Being mindful, you don't want to burn it. That olive oil's got a relatively low smoke point, and we don't want to burn it, so be careful with that. We have our onions are chopped. We're going to take some bell pepper now. Questions, comments, thoughts, folks? What do we have? What do we have here? Cheryl, nice to see you on here today. Glad you could make it.
Well, I want to say thank you to Teresa because she still got. I mean, she got it, but she still forgot it.
Ah, okay.
But you're here.
Yeah, and that's all that matters. Awesome. Now, speaking of all that matters, is it really matters that you keep your fingers on your hand. And I'm not trying to sound silly about it. I was trying to segue, obviously, with some crafty language. But you want to make sure that you have your knuckles, like your fingers tucked in, and your knuckles guide your knife. You can see how, just taking your time, as I'm doing there, allows you to do that. Really important. If you try to rush it, if your knife isn't sharp enough, my knife is a little dull. I'm going to have to sharpen this up. But it's really important that you let the knife do the work and let your knuckles guide the blade. My pinky's tucked in the back, my thumb is tucked in the back, and now I'm able to cut these up efficiently and safely. I want you to be safe. I want you to be efficient, because if you are those two things, you're going to have more fun and you're going to do more of this and more of this. All right. So we got our chicken cooking up. Looks good.
Question.
Yes.
Cheryl is asking, is there really much difference between the olive oil that says it's for sautéing and the oil that says it's for dressing?
The big difference, I'll tell you the secret. Marketing. Really, what they're saying to you is a refined oil, and that is totally acceptable when you're cooking, because a refined oil is going to have a higher smoke point because they've taken out, they've refined it. They've taken out some of the impurities. When you cook with refined oils, there may not be as much nutritional value as with an extra virgin olive oil or a first pressed or cold pressed olive oil, but it is for cooking or sauteing. But that is sort of a marketing thing when they say that. Did I get the question right? I kind of went on autopilot. I apologize.
I wasn't listening. Sorry.
Okay. So again, first back in a couple weeks, we will get our sink in place. I think I answered your question, Cheryl. Let me know if I did not. Let me know. Folks, using the back of the side of the knife, we are smashing our garlic. This is another one of those tips, and for those of you that are in my webinars or have been watching the show and participating, you know that I always encourage you whenever possible to just figure out how you can make life a little easier for you. Next time I have garlic, if I remember, I'm going to show you a really cool tip on how you can remove the paper and get a workout in. But I'm going to leave you in suspense.
Dominic says, I like using avocado oil, high smoke point, good oil.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. There are different oils are going to have different smoke points, meaning higher level of heat you can use. They're going to have different flavors, obviously, and avocado oil is one of those that definitely, I think it's a great cooking oil. It's worth the money, and avocado oil also has, that would be considered like a healthy oil because of the high nutritional value that it has. Thanks, Dominic, for bringing that up. That's the whole point of this show, folks, is for us to help provide you ideas, help teach you, give you those skills, and for people to share about what they're doing and new ways that they can cook and make things easier for themselves. And so, love it. Appreciate it so much.
Cheryl says that you did answer her
Okay,
question.
great. It's going to put this garlic. Why did I add the garlic after I added the onions and the bell peppers? Anybody know? You know, I asked a question earlier and I said, let us know in the chat box, and I forgot what that question was now. I don't remember.
Asking me?
I'm not asking you because I know what you're going to say. The reason why I add you did not know there was going to be an improv skit in tonight's cooking show, did you? The reason why I add the garlic after the onions and the peppers is garlic has naturally occurring sugar, and it can burn fairly easy if there isn't any moisture in there to to offset the high sugar content. So I add the garlic with the onions and the peppers. That way it won't burn, and we get the flavor that we want, and everybody's
Tess and Rosie are on. It burns easier, it cooks faster.
Cool. Awesome. That's exactly right. Okay, that's going. While that's going, we are going to peel our sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, yams, they tend to be interchanged. Make sure you're looking for the orange colored ones. Could be a garnet yam, could be a ruby yam, could be a, what, anybody else know? But we want to go with the orange ones. The orange ones are going to have a fantastic flavor. They cook fairly quick, and I love the nutritional benefits of them. And so that's one of the reasons why when I use potatoes, I like to use I use sweet potatoes for that. Simple. Again, great tip. Do this one in advance. Or you know what else is an awesome cooking tip? There's nothing wrong with buying frozen, peeled, pre-cut vegetables. Okay? If you don't want to deal with all that other what I just am going through, just get it already cut. Nothing wrong with that.
Cindy says,
Yeah, go. Yeah.
love all the recipes so far. Very easy to do and to make substitutions.
Thank you, Cindy. Appreciate that. Folks, if you're cooking tonight or you're going to cook this weekend, please take a picture and you can put it in the comments on this video or any of the videos that we're doing, and let us know how it turned out. We want to see, we want to see your work. We're going to, we're going to give every show we give a shout out to people to show that hard work and to inspire others to do it. I was making some gestures earlier before you shared what Cindy said, and I don't remember what it was, but I just want to make this easy for you. So this is a great opportunity to practice your knife skills. That's what it was. How many of you feel your knife skills have improved since we started back in October? For those of you that have been participating that long, let us know. If you were a 2 before, where are you now on a scale of 1 to 4? If you're a 3, are you a 4 now? If you're a 1, are you a 5? But scale anyway. Sorry, I'm starting to ramble here.
Cheryl is asking, what tool is that? Are you asking the peeler? What tool?
What's that? This tool? Well, this is actually is Steve Otti. Are you watching tonight? But this is just a kind of a fancy vegetable peeler. Has a serrated side and then a flat side. I personally just like using flat edge vegetable peelers. I'm not a fan of the serrated. I feel you take too much of the vegetable out. Not necessary, but it's a Cuisinart vegetable peeler, dual action. I like using the flat blade, the flat surface there. All right, we are going to add our sweet potatoes. That's 2 cups there. We are set. This is a very simple recipe. Very, very simple recipe. I'm going to add 2 cups worth of vegetable broth. I want to make a comment about this. In an ideal world, you'll make your own. I used to make a lot of my own stocks, and you can look up online. I can tell you how to do it. I do a lot of vegetable broth and stock. When you buy it boxed, make sure that it's a low sodium or no sodium, because you can always add the salt to it. But when you buy it like this, it tends to be super high in sodium. And if you have hypertension, if you're trying to, if you've got blood pressure issues or anything like that, excess salt can create excess problems. So get low sodium, no sodium, and you're much more in control of the flavor, and it's going to taste awesome. All right, we're going to add that in there. Beautiful. Going to stir this up a little bit.
Well, I want to say, BK Mullen says, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, BK. Glad to have you back.
Here's to healthy, tasty eating in 2021. Thrive.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate the words there. That's great. And to BK's point, folks, when you're using our recipes, and again, sign up, chefmarshallobrien.com/show. Sign up so you can get your recipe shopping list in advance. Do it live with us. The benefit of live is we get to walk through it, and if you have questions while you're doing it, we can help you, or do it on demand through our YouTube channel, Chef Marshall's Cooking with Confidence. And you can, obviously always reach out to us and connect. I want to help. I'll do whatever it takes to help you. So make it happen. This is great. We are going to let this cook and simmer. Bring it to a boil on a simmer. My recipe does not say to cover. That's a good idea because if you keep it open, the liquid's going to evaporate, and we don't want that to happen. A little evaporation's fine, but the point is not to have it evaporate. So we put the lid on. We're going to bring it to a boil, let it simmer. And then thanks to TV Magic, we're going to have it done, which I do. But before I get into TV Magic, I want to acknowledge we're experimenting with sponsors. And I got 2 awesome sponsors that I just really love them. Pure Vita Orthodontics, they focus on families, adults and kids all ages, providing braces and Invisalign. And once you join the Pure Vita family, you're always in the family. They're awesome. Check them out. North Metro. You can see their website, purevitaortho.com. And then other shout out I want to give for sponsor is our River Valley Hemp Company. Love these guys. They're locally grown hemp at a family farm, and they really try to connect really educate the consumers with the benefits of hemp, and they're growing hemp with passion. They're awesome, so definitely check them out, rivervalleyhempco.com. Every episode, we want to acknowledge all of you that are having fun with us in the kitchen, submitting your pictures, letting us know. Last episode, Patrick Finn did the goat cheese recipe, sauteed Brussels sprouts for the broccoli substitution. Way to go, Patrick. That's awesome. Pam Jacobs, she had a great little commentary, and I love how she takes a picture of the action making it while we're doing the class. Again, the whole point. Love it how she brought the ingredients, had them used, took advantage of them. They're going to add grilled chicken next time. Way to go, Pam. Super awesome. Laura Ballmer is having a blast, and I hope you're having fun tonight, folks. Blast doing that dish. Thank you, Laura, for participating. And Amanda Buchanan, they had a great time. They tried something new, and that's what we want you to try new things. And they never considered making it. This is great. And they used up those cans of garbanzo beans in the cupboard. Thank you. Happy holidays. Well, Happy New Year to all of you. Folks, make sure that you get our Smart Nutrition Cookbook and Meal Plan, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. It's going to make your life a lot easier because it's going to teach you how to meal plan and just, you know how we do it. We have great tasting and nourishing recipes. ChefMarshallO'Brien.com/shop. So check it out. Okay, folks.
Question.
Yes.
Tess wants to know, what's the difference between broth and stock? Are they the same?
That is a good question. Was that Tess that asked that?
Tess, yep.
Good question, Tess. There is some subtle nuances. I mean, broth could be literally some flavoring with, it could be some water, or it could be water with some flavorings, and it could be a byproduct of a light type of soup, whether it's like a chicken soup, a beef soup. But then there's the stock is there's a process to making it with specific ingredients that go into make it, whether it's beef stock, chicken stock, vegetable stock. They tend to be interchangeable in today's world, and don't get hung up if you have broth or stock. What I want you to think about is if you're going to buy it in a box, again, is look for the sodium and make sure that it's just real ingredients that you can pronounce and that your grandma knew what they were, because there tends to be a lot of excess sodium and unnecessary sugar in there that you don't need. Make it on your own. Highly recommend it. So don't worry about the differences on there. It's basically a flavored liquid to help you complete your dish so it tastes fantastic. Speaking of tasting fantastic, I want to open up this beautiful savory chicken sweet potato tarragon stew. What we do at the end, yes, you made a sound?
Yeah.
Yes,
wait a second.
question. I want to comment about the tarragon thing, okay?
Yeah, what about the tarragon?
Yeah, well, I was getting to that. Thanks, Rosie, a.k.a. my mom. I'm getting to that. So tarragon is one of those herbs that if my buddy Jeff Cruz is watching tonight, he actually got me into it as well. That was like 20 years ago. Wow, time flies. But it has a licoricey flavor. There's a lot of depth to the herb, and I highly recommend, if you haven't, maybe you've had an egg salad, or it tends to be like tarragon egg salad type stuff. But if you haven't had a lot of exposure to tarragon, try it, and hopefully you're trying it tonight. And what is amazing about this is that nice full anise licorice flavor. It just complements beautifully with the cumin, the paprika, and the sweetness from the sweet potatoes. I'm really excited about this. It's just a dynamite herb, and I really want you to take advantage of enjoying it. I'm curious now. I know Dominic had the Russian variety, and I would love to try that. No pressure, Dominic, but maybe you can hook me up sometime. I'd like to grow it in my garden. Is it easy to grow? I'm curious. I don't know. Who's grown tarragon? I love it, and I don't use it a lot, so that's why I was so excited about tonight's recipe. One of the things I want you to think about is when you are using fresh versus dried herbs, and we talked about this a couple, maybe it was the last episode, I can't remember. This is hydrated, it's fresh. So if you decide to use dry tarragon instead of fresh tarragon, you're going to use a third as much. Now, we call for a 1/4 cup in the recipe. Doing a dry version of tarragon with an easy conversion from a 1/4 cup to a third of a 1/4 cup. Obviously, it's not. It's sort of a funky. It's sort of a funky conversion. But the point is dried herbs are 3 times more potent. So you need to do that conversion so that you don't overpower your food, because you've spent all this time and hard work and you don't want to mess it up. So make sure that you do that. Another thing too is if you're going to use the dried herbs, you're going to add them in the beginning so they have a chance for the flavors to open and hydrate and do their magic. Whereas with our fresh tarragon, we're going to do that in the end here. And what's going to happen, and I'll geek out about this. What's going to happen is the fresh tarragon, that licorice anise flavor, is just going to start dancing and getting happy with the spices in here. And it's I don't know if you girls can smell this yet, but it's just an incredible combination. And I'm super excited. All right, this looks absolutely dynamite. Please make sure that you take pictures of what you made. If you had a nice glass of wine or a beer or whatever with it, you can put some decorations and props in your pictures. I love seeing the comments. We have so many pictures coming in now. Unfortunately, we can't showcase them all because we just don't have the time. But let us know. We want to know that is working for you. If there's things we can do better for you for the show, more tips, a different approach, other types of recipes, let us know. And as we're able, we're gonna keep providing this for you. All of our recipes are family friendly. And what I mean by that is you can have your kids help you with cleaning the vegetables, helping prep the vegetables, help portioning the ingredients. Get your family involved. Make it fun. We could use a lot of positivity in today's world and just making things, just more a little normal. Here's a great way to do that by having a wonderful cooking experience by yourself or with your friends or with your family, whoever's in your life. So make sure that you take advantage of it. Really appreciate you all being here with us tonight. I can't wait to see you online. Again, if you want to do this on demand, go to our YouTube channel, Chef Marshall's Cooking with Confidence. We have Facebook, Chef Marshall O'Brien. Sign up. We have Instagram, Chef Marshall O'Brien. Chef Marshall O'Brien. Please check it out. And please go check out River Valley Hemp Company. And if you need to do orthodontist stuff, go to Pura Vida Orthodontics. They are great organizations, both of them. They really care about their clients. They're super professional. We wouldn't be promoting them if they weren't. Love them. So do that. I hope you loved tonight's dinner. I can't wait to hear how it went for you. I'm going to feed, while you're eating, I'm going to feed the Chef Marshall Show family now. I'm going to serve up some for our special VIP guests. And thanks to Alex and Gabriel for awesome production. And, of course, Jana, my right-hand gal, for making sure that I don't slip and fall off stage tonight. I think we made a good team. It all worked out. Next week, folks, next Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to be doing a lemon fettuccine. And it's really tasty. You're not going to want to miss it. Can't wait to have you there. That's all I got. Until next week, folks, we'll see you in the kitchen. Have a good one.